Hey, hey everybody, it's Tony is right. I'm here with the semester, no, sorry, not semester anything. It's a to be read, a to be read video. Wow, so messed up. Anyway, so the semester's over. I turned in my portfolio and there is just it's June, July, August, 3 months that I have now to just chill out and work and do other stuff. And so I have some other things that I'm going to be doing that are not writing related. I'm going to plan my schedule to submit and stuff like that. So, that's going to happen soon. But I decided to do a to be read because there are some books that I have that I wanted to read and kind of share with you, about them, share them with you and talk about them. So I have 4-ish categories. So for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a now second year MFA student. So in the fall of 2024, I'll be a second year, third semester student. Right, so this is my first year that I'm wrapping up, and I will do more wrap up videos. I am still going to do the portfolio video. A lot has happened. So yeah, so essentially once I get my grades back and everything, hopefully I pass. It was a lot going on mentally, emotionally this year, this semester past, that hopefully everything goes well and I don't have any real issues going forward. So anyway, I have books that I purchased. Some of them are from last semester, or one of them is from last semester, and then the rest are from this year, and they're just various things that I want to read over the summer so I can kind of develop my reading skills. I do also plan to kind of introduce writing on a more daily basis, because I don't want to lose the skills, but I also don't want to I don't have a goal of fully making a chapbook or fully making anything really. I just want to be writing consistently. I want to submit consistently also this summer and maybe take a course, but I'm not really pushing myself, a writing course outside of my school. So those are some things. Anyway, to be read. So the first things I'm going to show you are poetry magazine. So poetry magazine, we have April and May together. So essentially I want to read these. And I had an entire video of me doing a review, a monthly review, or it was the first video I was starting to do this. I wanted to do monthly reviews of this, or just poetry books, give my favorite poem, why I liked it, stuff like that, and they just never happened. So maybe during the summer I can do that. But yeah, poetry, I want to read these. I'm particularly interested in the translations. Surprisingly, there's always Polish translation that I read. I find Polish translations in here. It's kind of interesting because it's just not a commonly spoken language where I'm from. So it's kind of interesting. But interestingly enough, I have a friend, we're on Facebook or whatever, that is Polish. So it's kind of funny. So yeah, I want to read these two. I want to read the translations. I want to read the regular poems. I never really am interested in the more prosy type things, just because I just my mind is and it's just glass size. So I'm gonna try and read these and catch up. So when June hits, because June is in 2 weeks, I'll be able to move on, and hopefully I'll be able to do a review of them. So these are to be read. On the book side, I have A Harp in the Stars, an anthology of lyric essays. Randon Billings Noble. So Randon Billings Noble is an essayist that we read for my memoir and poetry class this semester. We read Be With Me Always, and she actually came to our class and talked about it and did a reading at our university. So I ended up buying this book when she did the reading because I was very interested in it, and I will do like a wrap up and review of the course because it got me really interested in writing like essays. And so I decided to pick this up from her and yeah, like read it and see how I like it. And then did I get this one signed or did I get something else signed? I think I got Be With Me Always signed. Yeah, I think I got that one signed. Yeah, I got that one signed. So this is the book. So it says, what is a lyric essay? An essay that has a lyrical style. These are questions. An essay that plays with form in a way that resembles poetry more than prose. Both of these or something else entirely. The works in this anthology show lyric essays rely more on intuition than exposition, use image more than narration, and question more than ever. But despite all this looseness, the lyric essay still has responsibilities to try to reveal something, to play with ideas, or to show a shift in thinking, however subtle. The whole of the lyric essay adds up to more than some of its parts. In A Harp in the Stars, Randon Billings Noble has collected lyric essays written in 4 different forms: flash, segmented, breeded, and hermit crab, from a range of diverse writers. The collection also includes a section of craft essays, lyric essays about lyric essays, and because lyric essays can be so difficult to pin down, each contributor has supplemented their work with a short meditation on this boundary-breaking form. So yeah, so it's edited by her. So I'm curious to see like how she edited it down. So yeah, so she probably has a little nugget in here that she wrote as well. But yeah, Harp in the Stars. So there's that. As far as magazines go, Poets and Writers, I'm not a Writer's Digest person so much. Like I'll go on the website and like there's been a few times where I submitted to like their prompts, things like that, where you like have a picture and you have to write like a 50-word like story or something like that, 50-word poem or something. Those, but like as far as the actual like things that I like to, yeah, they don't really do it for me. And really, Poets and Writers, I'm more interested in like this section where you start to get through the like competitions and all that stuff. I do read a lot of these advertisements for writers, you know, like writers retreats and all that kind of stuff. I'm already in an MFA program, so I don't really need that. But yeah, because I knew I wasn't leaving the state, so I was like, so yeah, it's they do 2 months together, so March and April, and then May and June. So I am going to go ahead and read this, like read these and go through them and see if there's any competitions I'm interested in, any like anything I can submit, anywhere I can submit, stuff like that, any kind of like classified jobs, stuff like that. I'm gonna look into this. So there's that. And then lastly, the section I have are actual like books of like poetry. So the first one is If Not Winter, Fragments of Sappho by Anne Carson. I never finished this. It's gonna be pretty easy to read because I mean like that's what it is. Essentially, Sappho was on the island of Lesbos around 630 BC. It says right here, there's only one poem that remains in its entirety. The rest are fragments, and so that's kind of like the concept here. And Carson basically, I think, is the translator for this. And there are brackets here, and I really enjoy the brackets because you can fill in the blanks yourself about it. And I don't know, there's something about that that intrigues me of bracketing missing information. So there's that. Next is the Wild Iris by Louise, I want to say Gluck, winner of the Nobel Prize. So I've heard of this like poet, but like I never read any of their work, so I need to just go with that. We'll see. I went to Barnes and Noble and I read like a few pages, because I be damned if I buy a book and I look inside and then it's just trash. So I decided to read a few of them, and I was intrigued enough to like purchase it. And so it's a pretty slim book. It's like almost $20, whatever. Essentially, Louise Gluck, I want to say Gluck, is the author of 9 books, poems, and a collection of essays, proofs, and theories, which won the PEN Martha Allbrand Award. She was awarded the National Book Critics Circle Award for The Triumph of Achilles, the Pulitzer Prize for The Wild Iris, and the first annual New Yorker Readers Award, and the Bollingen Prize for Vita Nova. Among her many other awards are the Bobbitt National Prize for Poetry from the Library of Congress, the William Carlos Williams Award from the Poetry Society of America, a Lannan Foundation Award, and the Ambassador's Award from the English-Speaking Union. Louise Gluck is a fellow of the American Academy of Arts and Letters, and teaches at Williams College. She lives in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So this is the first book of poetry, well, the second book of poetry. And then the last one I got was from Jihyun. Some Are Always Hungry, and it's the Prairie Schooner Book Prize in Poetry. So I also read this in the store just to make sure I was like kind of interested. You know, like I feel like don't be ashamed of like opening the book, and isn't you're not writing notes or anything like that. Like don't be ashamed of opening the book and like reading it, because you just don't want to get home and you didn't like anything. Like see if it intrigued you. The cover intrigued me a lot. So in our MFA program, we're going to have to design our own cover, design our own book, actually, the whole book for our thesis, and go from there. So I go into the poetry section and see what people are doing. There's that. So yeah. So winner of the Prairie Schooner Prize in Poetry, Some Are Always Hungry, chronicles of families' wartime survival, immigration, and heirloom trauma through the lens of food or the lack thereof. Through the vehicle of recipe, butchery, and dinner table poems, the collection negotiates the myriad ways diasporic communities comfort and name themselves and other nations, as well as the ways cuisine is inextricably linked to occupation, transmission, and survival. Dwelling on the personal as much as the historical, Some Are Always Hungry traces the lineage of the speaker's place in history and diaspora through myth-making and cooking, which is to say, conjuring. Jihyun is a Korean-American poet from California who now lives in Ann Arbor, Michigan, a Fulbright Research Grant recipient. She has received degrees from the University of California, Davis, and New York University. Her work has appeared in Narrative Magazine, Poetry Northwest, A Joint Journal, and other publications. And University of Nebraska Press is hers. So I'll show that. This one is from an imprint of HarperCollins Publishers. That's that. And then this one is vintagebooks.com. That's, yeah. So these are the 3. Boop, boop, boop. These are the 3 that I'm interested in reading over the summer. And if I read any more, that's great. But these are really just the baseline of what I want to do. I'm not too like, I need to read a book a month or a book a week or something. Like people have these very ambitious goals, and I am just not that ambitious. More power to you, but I'm not trying to like overwork myself with it. I have other things that I'm doing as well that I'm interested in. So, this isn't meant to be an intense like summer, even though I do want to take another course outside of here, this university. over the summer, but I'm not like tied to the idea. Anyway, that's my to be read for the summer 2024. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.